Hi everyone, we're here to see the game of Grandmaster Matthew Sadler against Grandmaster Peter Heine Nielsen, but not at chess. We are here to watch them playing Shogi. And so we are sharing the screen of, this is 81 Dojo, and I'm here with Karolina, who is Europe's only professional shogi player, so very strong. What's your introduce yourself, Karolina?
Hi everyone, I'm Karolina Styczyńska. I am ladies professional shogi player. My rating is 1 dan, which probably doesn't tell you a lot, but I'm one of the strongest people in the non-Japanese world. So today we're gonna have a nice shogi commentary.
Yes, I'm really excited actually. It's a lot of fun. So thank you so much, Karolina. Yeah, and has the game started?
Can you tell us about what are we witness today to? Who are the players? What is this tournament?
Yeah, so this game is the final game of the season in for England and Denmark in the Division 2 of the World Shogi League. So the match is in the balance at the moment. It's one game all. And so Matthew's board 1 for England and Peter Heine is board 1 for Denmark. And so this game then decides the big grudge match between England and Denmark. We've been looking forward to the match all season, and so the winner of this game will then mean their country wins the match. We're not up for promotion, and I'm afraid we could be for relegation from this division. Yes, because England, we got promoted last year to Division 2. But it's quite a tough division, and so I think we've won one of our matches so far. But this would be, if we manage to win this would be our second win of the season, and it may mean we avoid relegation. So that remains to be seen.
So there is still hope left.
There's hope. There is hope, and anyway, for itself, this match is a lot of fun, and So
Division 2 means that you're pretty high in the league, right?
Yes. Yeah. We are we're the second Great Britain team. So we do have a team as well in Division 1. And the Division 2 team, we started not this year, but the year before, last year, in Division 3. And we've got a bunch, actually quite a lot of our players are chess players as well as shogi players. And so we've all been kind of learning together and watching the games as they happen. So I'm going to give a shout out to Mary Hatman, who is Martin Hamer, who was playing board 3 in this match, and I was playing board 2. And so he's just said hi on the stream now. So we're all kind of following this game, and we might be a bit biased. We might be cheering Matthew, but I'm sure there'll be some Peter Heine supporters in the stream as well.
Maybe you can make a poll to see how many people vote on which side. But I see they both have 3 dans, so they are well matched.
Very strong, yes, very strong. And I think they're extremely strong, but well matched. Yes, it's going to be a very close game, and they've probably both been studying for it as well, I would think. And
yes,
because this has been the match this has been the game they both want to win this season.
So the reason why I was standing is that I have my traditional tea to drink. If you guys come to my stream, you might know about it. Yep.
Oh, I love tea. Yeah. Of course, all the English shogi players will love tea as well because it's such a traditional. Which flavor tea do you like, Karolina?
I love all kinds of tea, to be honest.
Yes. Yeah.
Today, I think my fiance made me green tea because I was in a hurry. Yes, green tea.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice.
So, speaking of shogi, because I assume many people watching today's stream will be also chess players. I don't know which piece style I should use. Let me lower that weird button noises. Yeah. This is the traditional shogi set using kanji. We could be using more beginner-friendly set, but then it's hard for people who know shogi actually to watch, so we're not gonna do it probably.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is the king, and both sides will try to capture that king. We have the rook, as in chess. We will have the bishop, same as in chess.
Yes.
We'll have a knight that only jumps forward, so it's not octopus as in chess. It's kamikaze knight. We will have a lance that moves forward, and we will have some weird generals that move like a star or like a tree, only one square. But how does shogi work? Well, you will see that both sides will develop their big pieces first, so the bishop and the rook. So here it seems that Matthew is playing static rook because he didn't move the rook. And it seems that Peter is also going for a swinging rook, but it changed to static rook. So probably Yagura opening, fortress opening. Looking quickly up to here, we have the most modern shogi opening, but we see Matthew play the silver here instead of here, which is kind of disappointing to me.
Ah.
Have you ever seen this? Do you know the difference, Natasha?
No, I don't know the difference.
So this is a computer move, actually. The computers decided that instead of making a strong castle in shogi, you want to make a little bit of defense and then like go to the attack.
Ah, yeah,
Yes.
because you often put just one silver attacking early, don't you?
Yeah, in most modern shogi, yeah. But this indicates that Matthew is going for rather a solid castle Yagura, yeah. So he will probably try to put his king here.
Yeah.
So it's kind of disappointing. I thought maybe they like gonna play the newest line, but no.
Ah. So it was just sorry, a very basic question. Matthew, is Matthew playing from the top of the board?
He's here, yeah. He's here, so he's playing
from the
this
bottom
direction.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, his name is under our camera, so
yes,
yeah, here, right? You probably see it. I don't see it on my stream.
I see it. I see his name. Yes, up there. Yes.
Okay, yeah. So Peter will be on this side, and Matthew is here. Yeah.
Yes.
So Matthew was the first mover, and he plays the normal strategy. Everything was fine until he moved the silver here. It feels weird because it's kind of blocking the king.
Yeah.
And then we see
because he plays lots of different openings. I think Matthew. He's experimented with like swinging rook and central rook, and then static rook as well. So he's done all sorts of tried out different things.
I see. So today, yeah, they're playing the most classic one, double static rook. With solid castling. Here, Peter is not choosing his castle yet. He has the option of going here or here.
Yeah.
This one will indicate the fortress castle. This one will indicate something called a snow roof.
Oh, snow roof. I've heard of that. Yeah.
So that will be this shape.
Okay.
No.
So are these quite aggressive openings, or are they quite quiet openings?
Yeah, so if he would move his silver here, that would be very aggressive.
Okay.
But because he moved here, it means that he's trying to make the preparatory phase longer.
Okay, yeah.
So it seems. And now Matthew pushed this pawn, forcing Peter to choose which castle he plays. Because if he doesn't do anything, this pawn exchange will be very good for Matthew. Yeah, his rook will be looking directly to Peter's camp. So he needs to protect that. He has two options, and he chose the bishop, which indicates he will go for snow roof.
Okay. And we've got some comments in the chat. I think England or Great Britain cannot avoid relegation, I think, with this game. We can't, unfortunately.
We call it the fight for honor.
Fight for honor. And comment that it's the first Shogi League match ever, we think, where it's been delayed because the participants or one of the players was busy coaching the world champion.
That's the Magnus Carlsen. Yeah, that's amazing to me.
Yeah. We got some of his opening prep, didn't we, in our chat this afternoon?
That's cool.
But not really very much.
Time Zombie in our Shogi Harbors chat, Time Zombie is saying that this is very interesting because he thought Matthew was actually a swinging rook player. Yeah,
He definitely has, because he used to play the central rook a lot. And he's also tried fourth file rook. So he does, he definitely varies it. And one of his tricks is if he's going to be playing someone, he likes to try out what they play. So he gets an idea of how they play, and then and tries that out for a bit, and then sometimes even plays it against them.
seems like I don't know if you read Naruto manga, but there is one ninja that copies the enemy's technique. Seems to me like
Oh yes, okay,
Matthew is a ninja copying Peter's
yes,
strategy.
yes, he's a ninja copier, definitely.
But yeah, if I were to like forget that they're both chess players, and if I
Yeah.
would just look as a normal game, I would say that this bishop is a little bit weird.
Okay. Yeah.
As we said before, this silver will be a wall.
Yes. Yeah. So how do you? Okay. So the king can't go across further to the left.
Exactly. So usually what happens is this bishop comes here or this way.
Yeah.
Somewhere around here along this diagonal, and then the silver comes up. But it's kind of a different move order.
Yeah.
So I clearly see that Matthew is not used to this strategy. But yeah, the plan is to move the bishop back, move the silver up, and then continue our castle.
Yeah.
For Peter, it's also probably like do this move, and then we slowly build up our attack. But none of them is a disadvantage yet. It's a very equal game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Quite interesting. Because chess players, I assume, they're gonna get stronger the closer the game comes to the end game. There's more tactics involved.
Yeah, I think so. They'll know all these, like tactics like pins and forks and all that sort of thing. You get the same thing in shogi and chess. So any kind of chess players watching this, and if you like that sort of thing, tactical sequences, checkmates, surprising maneuvers, then shogi's a great game for you, because you get all sorts of tactics. What they probably would be less familiar with might be your kind of what's good as a slow shogi build up. That might be less familiar as a chess player.
And the reason why it's so is that in the beginning, none of the pieces exchanged. It's quite slow. We have many weak pieces in shogi. But then, as we capture the pieces, we can reuse them on the board. So it will become way more dynamic than it is now.
Yeah. Right, we've got a question. What level is 3 Dan in relation to ordinary chess? That's quite a complicated question, because if you're talking about in terms of kind of number in the world, you've got the kind of, I would say, what the Japanese players, Karolina, are really the strongest players, and it's quite hard for people outside there. Well, you've managed to compete on the same level, but it's quite hard for Western players to compete on the same level. But in terms of like European players, what would you say 3 Dan is sort of fairly strong amongst European players?
This is a very difficult question, because the 3 Dan will mean different things over the internet, different things on different web pages over the internet, different things compared to our FISA, the official shogi rating. 3 Dan would, like, generally speaking, 1 Dan is like very good level already, like a black belt. And here we have 3 Dan, which is like, 2 steps above that. So they both pretty strong.
Yeah.
For how to say that? Not like master level yet. Like 4 Dan would be already like quite master, but 3 Dan is pretty strong already. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I know in terms of kind of English shogi, Matthew would be one of the top few. There's I think
yes, definitely.
I think we have a 1 or 2 4 Dans, and then Matthew kind of thing. And I think he got to, like, when we had the English Championship, he got to the final. So it was him against one other person. And then he didn't win that much, but it was very close. So he's kind of one of the best in England, I'd say.
Yeah, so on European level, on national level, that would be like the strongest in the country, or challenging for European champion type of level. But again, if you compare it to Japanese standard,
Yes,
that's
yeah,
gonna be well advanced at most, yeah.
yeah. Because there's
Because
lots of how many? So out of lady professionals, how many are there in the world?
lady professionals are only Japanese, and there
Yeah,
would be around 70 of them, or even
70.
60,
Yeah,
70, yeah.
yeah, yeah. But
For
you're
male,
the same level as you play against those, yeah?
yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
So I would be like ladies one dan, which, as
Yeah.
we said, one dan would be black belt, but because this is the professional level, it's a different ladder. It's way
Yes.
higher than that, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. 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 So could you
Um,
basically beat anybody in Europe?
well, I know that currently many people are studying very hard in Europe, so I
Yeah.
wouldn't be
Okay.
this
Yeah. Yeah. You
confident.
couldn't guarantee.
But there was a time that I was European champion, yes.
Ah, congratulations.
Thank you. And yeah, then we have the male professionals who are
Mm.
even higher than the ladies pro.
Yeah.
So I know it might sound a little bit rude, but basically they can sneeze at you and still win, kind of.
Oh
This is how
no.
strong they are. Like, if you imagine like a computer brain, that's how strong they are. And I'm not even joking. It's just so hard to imagine how far away they are from us because we're so low
Oh
on European level. This is
yeah.
because history. Yeah, we started playing shogi only recently in Europe. Yeah, like
Yeah. Yeah.
100,
Yeah.
not even 100 years ago, and naturally they're way above us.
Yeah.
But everything's changing. We're
Yeah.
getting stronger every year, and
Yeah.
there's more and more freedoms in Europe, which is very good sight.
Yeah. Yes, and I have to say, Karolina, for anyone watching on ECF commentary or Game Changer, Karolina does an absolutely excellent site, a Twitch site called Shogi Harbor. I'm going to write the address in the chat here, so please do follow that because it's you do all sorts of stuff, don't you, on there?
Yeah, we comment shogi games from our viewers. We read shogi books in Japanese translated to English. And we also have our Discord, which if you are searching for some shogi friends or some advice, you can go to and ask us. And currently I'm also streaming our discussion there as well.
Yes.
Commentary, yeah.
Yes. And I noticed that Matthew's now redeployed the bishop and the silver, just how you said. So the silver's now on the...
So let me just go back to that position that we were talking about. But yeah, you can see I'm not lying. Yeah, it's clear what they're going for. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the bishop went back. The silver went up here. That's this snow roof.
Yes.
And then we're getting some Yagura shape over here.
Yeah.
The king goes to the castle, and the Yagura castle is finished. Yagura means fortress in Japanese. Both sides has a very standard shape. And now the question will be who will attack stronger. This is the current position. So let's see how it could develop. For Peter, what he would like to do is to activate his weak piece, which is this knight. Maybe pawn. Maybe let me just show you this variation. Pawn push, knight takes. Something like this would disturb this perfect Yagura shape, yeah?
Yeah. Okay, because you've attracted that bishop going forwards.
Yeah.
And there could be this diagonal opening, I guess, against the king from the bishop up on 3-3.
Yeah, this would be the perfect shape. Yeah, if he manages to open this bishop line, he would destroy Yagura. In the meantime, Matthew might want to somehow activate the bishop or even exchange the bishops here, think like that. But yeah, that's the strength. You noticed well. That's the strength of the snow roof, is that the bishop is still on the big diagonal looking at the king indirectly.
Yeah, Shogi explained as saying that the snow roof versus Yagura, saying Shogi engine started liking snow roof. He said for some reason. So yeah, I don't think Shogi explained isn't so convinced by it.
Yes, that
professional players play it now.
He's saying the truth. Because of the influence of the computer, it was said that Yagura finished. It's a very strong word to say. The 100 of years of shogi history just finished because computer said so.
Yeah. That's never the final answer, is it?
Yeah. And here we see that Peter is going to move his king toward the 2-2 square, which is a little bit surprising to me.
Okay. Do you not normally do that in this kind of setup? Oh, because it looks like that rook line could become open, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like moving under this rook, which is not ideal. I'm not a specialist in this particular opening, but yeah, it gives, you can clearly see it gives the time for the silver to go up,
Yeah.
and put a pressure on this king in the future. So it might be kind of scary. I got a question in my chat from perhaps one of your viewers. He's asking about, do you have any suggestions in terms of books or other content for shogi beginners, or slightly beyond that point to improve their play? Yeah. So we don't have many English books on shogi. From British things, if you Google British Shogi Foundation, they sell books called The Art of Shogi or Habu's Words. Those are yellow and blue books. Don't buy them on Amazon, buy it from the source, it's cheaper. Those are pretty good books, but the problem is The Art of Shogi is a pretty heavy book to read. There's a lot of variation with that you need knowledge for. So I would also recommend a company called Nekomado, and they have something called At a Glance series. So I'm gonna type it in my chat. The company is called Nekomado. It's At Glance series, but also Habu's Words. It's a good book. The Art of Shogi is basically my Shogi Bible that I learned handicaps from, learned some new openings, but it's quite a heavy book to read. And then, of course, I wish we could have better books. I often recommend to watch YouTube videos from Hidechi.
Yes.
Yeah,
they're very good as well. Yes, Hidechi.
Did you learn from him as well?
I did also. I was watching some of the videos on the central rook and the fourth file rook openings.
Hidechi is the best. He's like our shogi father in the international world. He's the one who made this website that we're using right now.
Yes. One dojo. Yeah.
So there's there
is Shogi. Yes. Yeah. That's a good one.
A better move for the Shogi, yeah. I wish we had more books, but this is why we have one day of stream per week where we actually translate Japanese books on my stream, because
very good. Yeah,
we're clearly lacking those good materials in English. So yeah, you can clearly see.
Have you been tempted to write a book, Karolina?
I would like to. It's just that. How do I explain that?
Finding time, I imagine, as well.
No, I have plenty of time. I'm on a break now. The thing is that the question is, what do I write for? Because write about. There's many books that explain basics. I would rather write something more for advanced players.
I tell you what I would want to know is about all the different, like the different types of castle, like the Mino castle, and the different types of way you can set your king up and set the openings up. I'd be interested in that kind of thing, or just how to get. For me, like the basics, like tactics, there's lots of books where you do lots of tactical puzzles, and I can do all that. But it's sort of understanding the positional ideas, and when you're like this thing you were just explaining with the bishop was in the wrong place and the silver should be that kind of thing. I find it hard to know that stuff.
Yeah, I agree. The opening, clearly you're talking about it. There aren't many books about that. The problem is, as I mentioned, the theory is changing rapidly. True. And writing a book would make it outdated pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. This is some topic that we're lacking books on. My idea was to concentrate more on the end game.
Yeah.
the reason I think it's good to teach shogi is start from endgame and then go up,
Yeah.
checkmates, brinkmates, how to destroy a castle.
Yes.
And
Oh, yeah.
back, yeah. That's the study that I like.
Because I read a book, there was one about attacking the Mino castle
Yeah. I
and
even
working
have
through
it.
that, and that gives you a much better idea of how that
Yeah,
works.
something like that, exactly.
Mm.
Do I have it here? But the attacking the Mino castle is like about Mino, obviously, but
Yeah. Yes.
there are
But
some.
more general about all sorts
Yeah,
of different. Yeah, that would be extremely useful.
yeah. I would be more interested in how to defend Mino actually,
That's
because
true as well. Yeah.
yeah. But those are tactics. But I understand the feeling of need of strategy. We need many books, Natasha. We need so many
Yeah,
books.
for sure.
Maybe I should just write everything I know without
Yes. Yeah.
worrying.
Yeah.
Just start writing. Uh, all right. So what's coming now? It's very important because Peter pushed the 6-5 pawn, which means the pawns are looking at each other right now. Yeah.
Yes.
I know, chess players. I know it looks weird. The pawns don't take diagonally. It's weird, but
That takes a lot of getting used to.
yeah. So we still have the trouble of this bishop looking at the king.
Mm.
And whenever we take this pawn or not, it's already a good move for Peter. If we don't take this pawn, let's say, I don't know, the silver goes up,
Yeah.
he will be able to make an kind of issue point on this square.
Yes.
And then make a pressure on the king. It's very hard to stop this line. There is
Yeah.
only gold defending. It's part of something called Yagura Destroyer, so just this shape is scary. And now if he takes it, it's also not good because, as I mentioned previously, the knight will come in.
Yeah.
And then, you're threatening to take the knight, so you will support it. And then we will be able to, again, use the bishop on the king. So now you can ask me, but Karolina, was it good to castle the king under the bishop line?
Yeah.
Well, no, and this is why nobody plays Yagura anymore.
Oh, really? People don't play Yagura anymore?
Yeah, kinda.
I've just been trying to learn that one. That's
Well,
very
no, it's a good strategy for beginners, but
Yeah.
on professional level, yeah,
Yeah.
not many people will play it.
How interesting.
Yeah, and this is why Snow Roof is perhaps a little bit better, because the bishop is on a better position. Here we could try to complicate the position. For example, try to put this guy here.
Oh, yeah. And
But it can be defended, let's say, by the, I don't know which piece is the best, the gold. And then the bishop will be under attack on their next move, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's just kind of like a one move threat and then comes back again.
Yeah. But yeah, the middle game starts. Many tactics will be in play. Whenever the king was safer here or here, this is the answer we have to get in this middle game. Whenever this silver will be active or not is another question. It looks a little bit behind, yeah?
Yeah, so we would expect to see that coming out in the next few moves, I guess, coming further up the board.
Yeah, but I don't know if you notice that feeling, Natasha, in your shogi games. Once the pieces clash, everything slows down.
Ah, interesting.
In a way that the pieces, yeah, if we were to take it, for example, and do this,
yeah,
suddenly this side is threatening many things only with this pawn in hand.
Yes.
And therefore this silver feels very sluggish.
Okay, because it's not really in the main part of the action. The main part of the action is now the other side of the board.
Exactly. Yeah. So you can see it around here, yeah? Like it's very sluggish. But I'm already seeing it around here.
Yeah.
I can already tell that it's behind, yeah?
Yeah.
So this is why I was a little bit worried already.
Yes.
And here you can start to see more clearly. Yeah? If the silver were to be useful, those moves need to be played.
Yes, and that's going to take 3 moves. Yeah.
So that's 3 moves in Shogi world is a lot of moves, yeah?
Yes. Yes.
And the knight jump, it's very quick, yeah? Already attacking the king. The silver is so far away compared.
Mm.
So that's kind of scary.
So do you think Peter's...
But this is why this is a good move. It's trying to speed up the game, yeah?
Yes, and it's trying to divert the attention to that side of the board, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. The minus is he's giving up away a pawn in some variations, but probably what's going to happen is bishop exchange. The pawn will be redropped, the rook will go back, and we both will have bishops in. Nope, that's not what happened. Cool.
Okay. So Matthew's given up. He's done a sacrifice.
So practically speaking, making sacrifices like this is good because later you won't have time for this. So it's important to do it when the fight starts. So this is a good timing. The problem is we follow up with this move, and we don't necessarily need to take that pawn.
Okay. Yes. So Peter might just leave it there.
Yeah, he might just concentrate on his board.
Yes.
Also, if he takes, I mean, the bishop's gonna take. And this problem didn't disappear yet, so maybe the silver will go up and put even more pressure, yeah? So now it's an exchange of pressures.
Yes.
Sorry about that. So this is the quite interesting position. If he doesn't take this pawn, let's say takes. Let's say we open this bishop line, yeah?
Yeah.
Takes, and then this bishop would be quite an interesting timing to attack. But again, it's threatening the bishop exchange only.
Yeah. I'm thinking Matthew would quite like to exchange that bishop because Peter's bishop is quite threatening where it is.
Okay, so let's assume that variation. Let's assume he takes. Let's assume this bishop takes to exchange it later on. Do we want to defend or attack? Let's assume attack, yeah?
Attack, yeah.
And the problem is we will have so many pawns in hand right now.
Okay.
And maybe try to use the knight over here.
So, yes, because if the knight comes in that way, the bishop has to go off the diagonal.
Yeah, but actually, it's not about the bishop anymore. Let's say the bishops are exchanged.
Yeah.
And look how this big point in front of the king would be. How scary it is.
That is a scary pawn.
And on top of that, we just got a bishop in hand, which would destroy the Yagura.
So Matthew could take that pawn, though, couldn't he?
He could, but the rook can retake, right?
Oh, sorry. Yes, sorry.
Yeah.
I lost track of that rook right at the back there.
Yeah, and this is why it's scary, because it's not a singular pawn. It's supported by this rook.
Oh, it's really scary. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a triple attack, because let's say this is a triple attack, right? 3 pieces attacking the king.
Yes. Yeah.
So this is something Matthew has to avoid happening.
Yes.
Giving too many pawns and then leading to... Oh, and you see Peter playing that exact pawn.
He's done it already. Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose you could take with the silver rather than the
you could.
Pawn.
But then this line becomes weaker, yeah? We talked about it.
Yes, I agree.
So let's say this move happens, or we could even like expose this gold here. And then this is a direct attack, yeah?
Yeah.
So look at the castle. The castle, the idea was to play a solid shape. It all is destroyed currently. It feels very unpleasant.
Yeah, all the generals have been kind of tempted to move away.
Yeah, so this is why those small pawn sacrifices changes everything, yeah?
Yes.
Now we have this strategy is called joining pawn, because this pawn is dropped in front of a pawn that was invited forward, and the target is that if we take, this knight will come in, And as it takes the silver, it's a check.
Yeah. That's
so
really
the silver will have to move up, but again, this flank becomes weaker.
Yeah.
So using the knight against Yagura is the basic.
Maybe Matthew should try and counterattack.
All right, so how do we do that?
I guess taking that pawn.
3-4?
Yeah.
Okay, we take it, silver takes.
And then bishop takes.
Bishop takes here, bishop takes, rook takes. Now we're attacking the silver,
Yeah.
The silver will go back, let's say.
And then can we take across?
We could go here.
Yeah.
But it's kind of scary because
all lined up, isn't it, on that same diagonal?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the bishop drop will be dropped with attacking the rook. It's kind of unpleasant, right?
Yes. So maybe it's more sensible to just go back rather than.
Yeah.
Yes.
Usually it's more sensible to go back, and then you treat in a pawn drop. Again, it's the same shape over here, right? Pawn supported by the rook.
Yes. Yeah.
So we would like that. But the problem is probably this side plays it first, and maybe it's a little bit faster.
Yeah.
So let's see. It would be quite an interesting fight because both sides has this shape. We could also defend using this pawn.
Yes.
And then slowly attack. That's also an option. But yeah, you can see that Peter, this side can decide what they want and how the game should go. And this is why they have a little bit of initiative advantage here. Sente will have to either find a defense, which doesn't seem like exists, or attack. But Gote has many options.
Yes.
So Gote is more happy here. All right, but you predicted well. Matthew is attacking.
This is the line we were thinking.
Yeah, we could also ignore that, actually. Let's see this. Okay. What if we take this pawn, Natasha?
Yes. Okay, so that is threatening again, isn't it, to come in right in front of the king?
Yeah. If we have one more piece, we drop it here and it's over.
Yes.
So there's one piece I would like to take eventually.
Yes. So the obvious move, which is to take the bishop, that's probably not so good because...
Exactly, you give me the bishop.
Because I give you the bishop to drop.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is the painful situation we're in. We don't want to give bishop, but we probably have to. We could consider moving it back.
Yes.
To threaten this, but then the enemy bishop once more becomes very powerful.
Could we just try and relocate our king and just come out the other way?
We could go back, but now we had two defenders.
Yeah.
But now it's one, which means that this pawn can promote for free.
Yeah. That promotes and then that wins something, wins material.
So it's 2 versus 1. We're losing. And this is why generally your idea of taking it to silver is better because it keeps the pawn in front of our king.
Yes.
Generally, this would allow us to keep the shape.
More.
So here I would probably take this pawn to put Sente in a very uncomfortable show. Oh, Peter is holding. Oh, he chose it.
He's done it. Oh no. Okay, so that's uncomfortable. That pawn being there.
Speaking of uncomfortable things, somebody on my channel redeemed something called make a chinchilla noise. So now I will have to make a chinchilla noise.
Okay, go on then. Go for it, Karolina.
It sounds like... So here, I made myself fool on 3 different channels. Thank you, Time Zombie. So chinchilla is actually a pet that I have in Poland. It's very cute. Yeah. And it used to eat my shogi pieces and my shogi books.
No, you see, because you play on Little Golem, don't you? Or I don't know whether you still do. You used to play on Little Golem.
Little Golem? Why?
Little Golem? Do you know Little Golem?
I know. Yeah.
You play It's not. It's game.
Oh, you found out that it's my nickname. Oh
No, because
no.
I've played you. I've played you
Yeah, you
several
did.
times.
But
Yeah,
the idea is it's a secret.
One of your Polish friends told me, and I was like, "Oh, wow!"
Yeah. So one of my little golem accounts is Sleeping Chinchilla. So now everybody knows that it's me. I try to keep it secret.
Oh no,
but...
sorry.
No, it's okay.
But
Everybody
I thought
knows.
the chinchilla noise might give it away.
Yeah. Like if you think about it, it's obvious. But if you don't, it's like maybe. But now it's now
I
everybody
haven't
knows.
played on that site for a long time, but it's really nice. That was kind of how I learned, was playing lots of
Oh,
games
really?
on that site. Yeah.
So it's a correspondence game, so it's not
Correspondence games. Yeah.
as exciting. But I didn't like it because there are cheaters there, and yeah. And the website itself isn't perfect. Like I ran out of vacation time, and it still let me play my games, which was kind of weird.
Yeah.
It told me I have -1 vacation time left, so I was laughing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start playing that again. I really enjoyed playing that. Well, I used to spend hours and hours and hours every day on the moves. It was because if I got in a difficult position, the move wasn't good enough, right? Do you ever get that? So you just think, and then because it's correspondence, you can just think for as long as you like. I used to spend so long on it. That's why I stopped playing, but I've got to start playing. I really liked it.
That's good. That's good. You know, I always say, like, if you think about the position, it's good.
Yeah.
If it works for you, then it's good. For me, it's like I get too stressed, and I say I'm gonna think about it tomorrow, and then I don't play the move.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, correspondence game are not my style, I guess. But yeah, if you're trying to learn like opening, it's good to have the one of the books I mentioned, The Art of Shogi. Like, try to learn and play this variation. It's a really good learning tool.
Yeah.
Oh, let me look at the chat because I completely ignored my chat today. Author peer precious professional into writing content. That's the content I wanted. Yeah.
You would like writing a book, Karolina. You would enjoy it.
I actually started writing a book, but then I decided that it sounds boring, and I stopped.
No.
Yeah. But yeah, I should. Maybe I should just stop thinking and do. You know, my problem is I overthink.
Yeah. That's true. That once you start it, it's easier.
Yeah. Ooh, Matthew played a very interesting move.
Ooh.
So
let's see.
The way shogi works is that we have many pawns, and because of this, we have rule that's called nifu. You cannot have 2 pawns in one column. That's an illegal thing. But this is why exchanging pawns or sacrificing them is so good. You can drop it immediately in the enemy camp after doing so, yeah? So Matthew dropped it on 2 square, which is like directly next to the king, yeah?
So he would want the king to come and take that, I guess.
Yeah, let's say king takes, then the bishop exchange will be like a double check. It looks kind of painful, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's say, I don't know, bishop drop, for example, and suddenly the king is in a weird spot, yeah? The problem is the rook is protecting this knight, but maybe we could... Okay, let me consider this. We could distract the rook. If they take, we can promote. If they run away, their attack is stopped.
Then that pawn that was giving us all that grief is no longer
supported. Yeah. So that would be huge, but as you can see, Peter chose to take it with the bishop instead.
Yes.
So that's a good move again.
Yes.
If Matthew had more pieces, maybe he would have exposed the fact that the king is like in the corner here, but he doesn't. So Peter is safe.
Yeah. Okay, I've got a question, because what I've read somewhere is that, or someone said to me that in the opening, the bishop and rook are worth similar amounts, and then as you get to the later stage of the game, the rook's worth a lot more than the bishop. Is that a sensible thing?
Halfway. So in the opening, bishops are better.
Okay.
And then in the end game, rooks are better.
Yeah.
But it's not always true. It depends on the situation.
Yeah, for sure.
The reason why bishops are better in the opening is that you will have harder time dropping a rook in enemy camp, right? Because all the generals are defending all the squares in the beginning. So if you would early have 2 rooks, you cannot use them well. If you
Yeah.
had 2 bishops, on the other hand, you can put a pressure on the diagonal and then expose it with the pawns.
Yeah.
So the theory is that bishops are easier to pressure the enemy camp in the opening. But let's say this position, yeah? Now that all the generals moves to one side, there's a lot of space for the rook drops.
Yeah.
And not so many targets for the bishop.
Yes. So, because I was thinking if the bishop drops back and then the rook could go in and take the bishop, but that doesn't seem to be what Matthew's doing, and it probably isn't a very good idea either.
Yeah, but it's, again, very situational. Like, for example, if this gold would be here, a bishop drop here would be forking them both. So then having a bishop would be great.
Yes, yeah.
But again, situational means
Yeah.
this is not the situation, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Here, Matthew dropped the 2-3 pawn, which unfortunately looks good but isn't working.
Okay.
Both gold and the silver. Okay, so the worst move that Peter could make is to escape with the bishop. Then he just takes it.
Yeah.
Then let's say the worst move would be to gold takes, and boom, the pawn magically like. But this is wishful thinking. This pawn can be taken, and it will be taken.
Yeah.
And as an effect, this bishop will be under attack.
Yeah.
Then it will go back.
Yeah.
Attacking the knight. So probably Peter will defend.
Yeah.
And then probably Matthew is trying to drop the pawn, but he's missing one more.
Can't promote it. Yeah.
If he had one more, that would be enough. So we could assume he will take one.
Yes.
But perfectly, this bishop will be attacking.
Okay. Yeah.
So he's ignoring Peter's attack, trying to find his attack, but he doesn't have infinite time. He will have to. How do I say? He has time now, but the opponent already put pressure on his king, and it's gonna hurt him in the future. Yeah, so see, this is the exact variation we're talking about, but Peter took it with the gold. Now that's scary. Maybe that's a chance for Matthew, actually.
Okay.
We talked about
might, what, drop the pawn on
3-5, yeah.
Yes.
So if this knight is defended, this pawn drop means if the silver escapes, the rook can promote, right?
Yes, yeah.
So this is the difference, the small big difference, yeah?
Yeah.
He do have a pawn now. So
so this might be quite good for Matthew.
Yeah, this might be promising. Now there is another problem, and we will see if Peter plays this move. Oh gosh. Basically, hell is going to get loose soon. Okay, it didn't. Peter played pawn drop here. So he's trying to defend.
Yeah.
You can ask me, why is he defending while attacking the rook? Well, because Shogi is an amazing game, you see. If the rook takes, he'll drop another pawn. The rook takes, he'll drop another pawn.
That's what he's doing. Yes, and blocking that one.
Yeah, and again, this time pawn drop won't work because the rook is blocked, yeah?
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But the move I was interested in is actually to ignore that.
Okay.
Go here. And maybe attack while attacking.
Yes. Oh, and then so could the bishop then take the knight here?
Yeah, but this one maybe could take the silver, and this can look the silver and then break through. But maybe that was too risky. Maybe that's
quite open, isn't it?
Yeah. The rook didn't promote yet, and the horse is really strong, so maybe that's not good enough.
Yeah.
But I like this pawn drop. It's to slow down the situation so that this attack will work, type of thinking. Or defend more. Yeah. No. You know what European players do that they shouldn't? They don't respect the pawns enough sometimes.
As in sacrifice too many?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh.
All right, that's
interesting. Sacrifice, another one.
Yeah, but that's actually a very good one, because if the rook takes now, This bishop speeds up.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. The bishop promotion itself loses as the rook.
Yeah.
But if this rook were to take this pawn, it gets closer to the bishop.
Yep.
Making it an equal exchange. In fact, center will get a knight here. So that's a very good counter attack here. I like it.
Pawns are overrated, said Mary Hatman. Just confirming your theory that we give them away too easily.
They say that you cannot win shogi game without pawns. They often are the first pieces that you will throw in the attack, and they are the first pieces that you will use in the defense as well. So sometimes not having a pawn means you will have to use another piece.
Yes. Yeah.
And then you lose value. Yeah. So always have at least one pawn in hand. Here, Matthew used the last pawn, which is scary. But that's his chance for a fight here. Now it's Peter's move. If he escapes the rook, that's not good. So I would consider one of those two moves.
Okay, so either take the pawn or take the rook.
Yeah, and I would have to read. Basically, if we take the rook, the knight won't be taken yet.
Yes.
And we will be able to do something with the token. If we take the pawn, they will promote the bishop. We take the rook, they will take our rook. The horse will get distracted from our king a little bit. So that's also worth thinking about. Now, which one is better is hard to judge. I would take it, maybe. Take the pawn. To disturb the horse, make sure the enemy doesn't have a token.
Yeah.
And probably take this lance. If we take this lance, we can drop it here.
Yes.
Oh,
he's moved his rook. Okay. Oh, and Matthew instantly takes the pawn.
Yeah, so the pressure on Matthew's king is now gone because the rook was distracted, so that's huge for him.
Yes.
Of course, the pressure of this bishop, it still kind of exists, but the fact that they're not cooperating together anymore is huge. And now maybe he might be eager to take it with the silver, actually. So that the attack on that king becomes scary. So this is chance for Matthew to start attacking on his own.
Yes. So the game swung a bit, would you say?
Yes, definitely. Yes. Like the fact that the rook is here, it means it's stuck there. It means it's useless for Peter unless he pushes this pawn, which takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
So this is quite exciting for Matthew. Now, we have to talk about this pawn push here. That's going to open this bishop line. But in that occasion, the bishop can go to 5-5.
And block the diagonal.
Block the diagonal while avoiding death. So that should be okay. Now, if this silver comes here, we are almost like all of our pieces will be cooperating in attack. So that's great. If the rook takes, probably Peter will drop another pawn, forcing the rook back. It will slow us down for one move, but it could be worth considering as well. I prefer silver personally because that silver, you remember in the beginning we talked this silver.
We were saying it was quite slow, weren't we?
Yeah, so now it's the perfect timing to like speed it up.
Yes, so that makes sense. Yeah.
So in a chess feeling, we have this rook stuck defending this one pawn against a bishop, when we would prefer the rook to have it on the 8th, 7th line in chess, like eating the enemy pawn instead, It's the same idea. The enemy rook is stuck defending a singular knight, which is not a so important piece, but it's stuck now.
Yeah.
And the enemy feels very safe. All the pawns are safe. Silver takes,
Even at some point, I suppose he wouldn't want to. He could even think of promoting that pawn that was attacking the rook, although you might not want to, because then that brings the rook back onto a good file.
Yeah, so the question is the rook more scary, or do we want a material?
Yeah.
Well, the rook is actually very scary.
Yeah.
Because it's supporting this pawn. So we prefer not to promote that pawn.
I'm just catching up on the third chat, which is the Game Changer chat, and there's been quite a bit of chat.
Please.
Yes. What's the ultimate goal in Shogi? So checkmating the king. And yes, I think it's chess players have come on the site. So is Shogi bigger than chess in Japan? What's bigger?
Chess is very unknown in Japan.
Oh, really? So it's mainly Shogi and not much Western chess at all?
Same in many countries, right? If they have their local version of chess, in this case, Japanese chess, Shogi, then they will play that instead of chess, yeah?
Yeah.
But the same way we have chess and we don't play Shogi much. Because why would I play Japanese chess when we have hundreds of tournaments of chess and I can get prizes?
True. It's kind of the first thing you learn as a kid, isn't it? Is that
I also learned chess, so I can relate. It's the same feeling.
Yeah.
Shogi in Japan, you have it on TV. You have all the matches, same way we have Magnus Carlsen playing the championship match, right?
Nice. But
yeah, chess isn't popular at all. The best Shogi player was for some time the best chess player in Japan.
That was Habu.
That was Habu.
Yeah. Nice. Yes, because he's played some of my chess playing friends. There was a friend of mine, and Habu played this amazing sacrificial attack and did a checkmate at the end against Sprint.
That's a Shogi tactic: sacrifice everything and checkmate.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard that he was friend of Bobby Fischer as well.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there is like this story that he met him on some bench and became friends.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. I don't know exactly, but if you Google it, maybe it's gonna pop up. And this is how he learned chess, perhaps? I don't want to lie. I don't know. But it would be an epic story if he did.
Yeah.
Okay, so Peter took the 6-5 pawn, silver retook. Which is still quite good for Matthew, I guess. Now Peter is under pressure. Basically, if Matthew will be able to activate the silver, this king, now lonely, right, will be under great pressure. So Peter's trying to make something now. Maybe he will be able to drop a pawn, distract the silver, open the bishop, but again, 5-5 bishop counters it.
Yeah.
But it's a good try because that slows our silver a little bit. So could be a good. Okay, I want to show you one variation that I thought about, which is quite exciting in Shogi terms. Let's say that take it. Let's say that they do some passing move. What we could do is, for example, okay, this passing move is too good. Let's, for example, say this. Something like this. It looks like we're sacrificing the silver for free, but then the rook would be able to promote.
Oh, that's very strong, isn't it?
Yeah. And this way, we kind of distract the enemy silver from defending and promote our rook. And we gain on this exchange a silver, kinda. We exchange silver for gold, but the fact that we've disturbed the silver gives us kinda half a piece. I don't know if I'm explaining this well.
And the rook promotes as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, so that would be huge, threatening a checkmate in one.
Yeah.
So that's something Matthew should be looking for, and he dropped a pawn instead.
So you were expecting silver up to?
No, I was expecting bishop first. Yeah,
bishop first, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so he's dropped a pawn, sacrificing the bishop.
Yeah, I mean it's a good idea. The same way, if Peter will take here, he's gonna promote, silver takes, and maybe develop silver. Maybe that's good. So
Yeah.
I'm afraid of this line of pressure a little bit, but it's fine. It's fine. Maybe it's just different style. Like one of the problems could be that somewhere in the future there's a bishop drop like this, basically. Somewhere in the future.
Yeah.
But Okay, so Peter is now in Byomi, meaning he has only 1 minute per each move. He doesn't think he plays immediately. That's disturbing. And we just went into this variation that I was showing. He took the bishop, Matthew took the gold, silver retakes, and the 3-5 silver will be very good. Activating the rooks, yeah? This one. And look, yeah, the difference between rook. See how 7-1 rook is now very slow again? All because of this amazing pawn drop. Now you see how amazing that was? And it feels sluggish again, because this is so quick. So Shogi has those different tempos, and now the rook is basically frozen there, frozen in time on that square. So it's like, oh, it doesn't exist, yeah? It's not affecting the board. It's like it doesn't exist. It's like they're playing handicap game now. And this is the situation you have to avoid in Shogi.
And Mary Hatman, Martin was just saying, it's funny how the crucial part of the game is always played in time pressure.
Yeah,
that's what always happens in our team matches. We always get to the Byomi, and then I don't know about you, but I get much more nervous when it's just like 1 minute. But it's not just you've only got a minute, but you're also starting to get nervous.
Everybody does. I mean, it's like if you have thinking time, you can be like, oh, I'm gonna take 1 more minute. Byomi is like, no, either you run out of time or you play that freaking move. But that's part of.
And Matthew's going to go into Byomi in just a second as well, isn't
he? He has 5 seconds there. Yeah. Silver 3-5 will be very strong because it activates the rook, creates enormous pressure on the enemy camp. He will be able to use pawns. He'll be able to use the gold in his hand. While Peter, yes, he has an active bishop. He has a bishop advantage in his hand, against a gold. But
he's done it, yes.
The closer we get to the end game, the less important will be that advantage. Because the closer we are to the end game, the more important this guy becomes. The speed, the speed to get that guy.
Yes.
So this rook will become frozen in time because it's useless to capture this king. Chess player might make this mistake. In Shogi, you capture pieces, you can drop them, which means you can play those moves. No, there is no time. Have to go for the king. Never waste a move. Because you will end up in this situation as Peter is now. Okay.
So he's doing the same trick with the pawns.
Yeah. It's called a striking pawn because it's striking the rook's head. The rook can take it, a pawn drop will follow. Rook can take it, a pawn drop will follow. Gold, silver will take it. And then the question is, can Peter do anything to stop it? And I'm not gonna spoil it yet. We're gonna see.
Okay. You've seen the sequence?
Yeah, I have a feeling.
Okay, so I reckon pawn on, rook takes, pawn on.
Yeah.
Then silver takes.
Yeah. Then the silver will be under attack, but he will be able to avoid the attack while attacking the
So he could drop his silver. He could go forwards or backwards, but I would think if you go forwards, you kind of hit the rook, but I would think going backwards is more sensible. Nonetheless.
And the problem with going backwards is that you can play 3-3 pawn.
Yeah.
So the variation, will be something like this. Yeah. If silver goes back, maybe this pawn drop. Or even, I mean, we can drop the pawn here as well. We can consider those different moves, even just promoting. But what's more interesting is if the silver goes here attacking the rook, you can promote anyway.
That way, okay.
Because that's a checkmate if he takes.
Oh, very good.
So that's the main point of that position.
Yes.
Now, whenever that's winning or not, I don't know yet, because this king still has a pawn in front of his head and is pressured by this bishop. We have to be aware of that. But might be... Depends also if under time pressure they play the correct move.
Yeah.
But by those pawn drops, I would assume he's going to drop here. I would assume we need to take it.
Plan. Yeah.
And then the question will be, what do we do? Maybe a silver exchange is going to happen.
Yes.
He will continue defending, and
I think that Matthew would see your line. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Be
it
sure he would see.
won't be easy because Peter has one more line to continue defending.
Okay.
And that's the line that will be the crucial in this game.
Yeah. Okay, so silver takes, silver upwards, silver promotes, and then Peter will need to defend. He'll need to take, sorry, he takes. And then rook takes, promotes, and then defend.
Then he redrops the silver, yeah. So now then the question will be what to do exactly. He could also take the silver simply here.
Yeah.
Rook takes without the promotion. And maybe some nasty move like bishop drop, like double bishop attack on the king.
Yeah, I was even thinking sacrifice the bishop and
then drop it.
And then drop to fork the rook and the gold.
That's also very possible. No, yeah. That might be the line, Peter. Yeah, this will be the line they will consider. Now, I think dropping is better than taking. Shogi get more complex as we go because there is more and more pieces in hand. And for example, if we were to take this and the bishop drop, we can actually try to force this bishop away by sacrificing pieces in front of the king. So it's not that's not very simple.
Yes.
So Peter dropped the bishop.
Yes.
So here Ion is showing quite interesting idea to block the bishop by pinning him to the king, but the king would run. I don't know how to continue. We have the option of taking the bishop. We have the option of simply promoting to make a check or dropping the silver. Silver is quite interesting.
It's threatening checkmate in one. Yeah.
Exactly. So here, yes, the bishop will be able to take. We take.
Yeah.
But the king, the main question will be, does the king survive, basically, here?
Yes.
The king could also run, so it's not so easy.
I think that's Tetron. I think that's my teammate who's drawing those arrows.
I see. If it's bothering, I can always.
No.
But yeah, it's cool. It's good to see them draw it. It's good to see them proposing the moves. Bishop takes, king takes. Again, bishop takes means we can threaten the mate while attacking the bishop. If king takes, he's getting closer to the danger a little bit. We can drop something on top of the bishop's head. And now Peter will have at some point in time a move like this. Which is a check. And depending what he does, there will be a rook drop to retake a piece on 3-4.
Yeah.
So this is why Matthew goes with a pawn drop. That's a very light move. Yeah, that's a good one. It threatens checkmate again. That's a very good move. I'm actually surprised. That's a good one. And if the bishop takes, the pressure goes away. Yeah. Silver drop here might complicate a situation a little bit. Gold takes, pawn takes, king takes, destroying the shape. So Matthew needs to take that into account. Yeah. But currently he's putting the pressure by checkmate threat, so that's good. Yes. Okay. Cool.
So Peter took.
He took, means the pressure is gone. We have to find a way to continue attacking. We don't have much defense against this guy, unfortunately.
So what about dropping a gold? Yeah. Oh, okay. Or silver.
Silver. Yeah, silver is generally better, but it's not threatening a checkmate. And the problem is this silver here. Gold takes, and we don't take immediately. We'll drop the rook.
Okay, forking.
Yeah. If they defend, then we can take here. Put more pressure.
Yes.
Eventually take the silver if we need to.
Yes.
So that's this dance in Shogi in the end game. Defense, attack. You don't, those two things intertwine and you don't know exactly which move you're playing. The best move would be a move that does both at the same time, basically.
Yes. Matthew's got 1 second left. Oh, he's just managed to... Oh, I get nervous when the time goes out like that.
Yeah, you don't want to run out of time. If it's like 10, it's over in Shogi.
Yeah.
So
he's done a check.
Yeah. Peter did a great defense here. This pawn that he took in early game is still huge. We didn't ever get rid of it, so this is why he has a little bit of edge here. The bishop 5-5 isn't as effective as it should, as it might look for us, because the king is very safe thanks to this knight and this bishop. Even if Matthew drops a pawn,
you could still drop a silver, couldn't you, in that same place?
But now we have only gold, so this king won't be in checkmate anymore.
Yeah.
So, for example, again, the silver drop here we should consider, with the rook check. That looks difficult. Like pawn drop would be like the most light way to continue attacking, or pawn drop here. Defense. The worst defense you can make is to make a nifu, so don't drop a pawn here. There's not much defense actually, because the more pieces we have in hand, the harder to continue attacking. All right, so this is a simple threat. It's to take the bishop and drop the silver, checkmate, yeah? So it's a mate in kinda into steps, into gaps. I don't know how to translate 2 steps to a mate. 1 move before checkmate threat. So that's a good move. Now the question is, can Peter do something faster? And he could try to drop the rook, drop the silver, and threaten the threatmate. But the king survives on the edge barely. So the bishop has to escape here. Which moves? Matthew played a free move here. Well, that's not bad of a deal. Peter went to this side, continued the defense of the free square.
Yeah.
If Matthew drops the silver, means he will attack both. Bishop and the king.
He's done
but even if he frees this frame in our mind, he will need another gold to checkmate that king.
Yes.
Yeah. Gold drop. So Peter is safe. Even if Matthew takes the bishop, the king is safe because it's not a gold. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's the problem in this situation. The problem is those pieces
and it's not very easy to just, you can't take a gold. The only gold there is out of the way.
You can take this knight, but I don't think it's helpful enough. For example, we could sacrifice the bishop, drop the knight here, make a checkmate threat. But we give away a move now, and we give away a huge bishop. So the rook drop now to 3-8, somebody is pointing it out, is a huge move.
Yes, Peter's done that.
Yeah. Defending this square again. Yeah? If we were to continue attacking now, the square is defended by 3 pieces instead of 2. And it's also threatening this move, which you can see the gold is pinned. If he goes here, it's a checkmate.
That's really scary. Yeah.
If he goes here, it's a checkmate as well.
Still.
If he goes here, so he survives for 1 more move.
Doesn't look good though.
Yeah. Having taken this silver, Peter would be winning. So Matthew defends with a pawn drop instead, which is a good choice. Remember when I said pawn is very important in the defense? Now it feels like a stone, yeah? If we talk about frozen pieces, now this is a wall that's impenetrable. How would you fight such a wall, Natasha?
Well, that's a good question.
It's a tricky question. It has a very simple solution.
You don't.
You just go underneath it, yeah?
Yeah.
And this is why we say the bottom pawn is so strong. Yeah, if the bottom would be here, you cannot really outmaneuver it. Yeah,
Yeah.
but because this pawn is on the second row, it has the weakness of not
Oh,
protecting those
that's
sides.
interesting.
So
Yeah.
then the silver drop once more works. Unfortunately for Matthew.
Yes.
Ah.
So he could defend though. He could just bring his silver across, gold across.
This one?
Yeah.
Let's see. So silver drop anyway. We have to take it. Pawn takes, gold takes, yeah?
Oh,
Now,
yes. It's weak now, isn't it? The back.
yeah, so now our king is in a trouble, so center would be winning, I think. So yeah, that would be good defense, but they don't have to give you the silver. They might bring the knight.
Yes.
So we decided to make a check, which usually isn't a good idea because we have less pieces to defend with and the king is closer to the escape route. So that's not good, but anything can happen. Yeah, but we should defend here, as we mentioned. If the knight comes in, maybe we can take this pawn to relieve some of that pressure
Close
that
it
was
down,
happening.
wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. We would prefer the king here because that gives us more flexibility. Maybe we want to drop the silver, not the gold. But now we've decided this gold's position. And in Japanese terms, it would be over the side, the gold, kind of.
Say that again.
Over
In
the
Japanese?
side?
Over the side.
Well, it's like, yeah. I don't think it was the correct translation, but something like, yeah, you over the side, meaning it's heavy as a result.
There's a go term. There's a go term. I don't know if it's the same. The go term called aji keshi, where you've got aji, which is like potential in your position.
Yeah, so you get rid of aji, basically.
Potential. Yeah.
Yeah, basically. Shogi and Go are two games that grew up together in Japanese history, and many words are similar. It's the same idea. You just get rid of your aji, yeah, of your potential. And I think in Go you also say the stones are heavy.
Yes, you got heavy and light stones. Yes.
In
true.
Shogi, we also would have a heavy piece. Here, Matthew sacrificed the bishop in desperate attack, but unfortunately, there are two defensive pieces against two attackers, so it can be just taken away. Peter can decide to just checkmate this king because now he has a bishop.
So if the silver drops now, is that kind of basically checkmate, or can Matthew defend?
If he just escapes, it's not a checkmate, but then the silver is just there. Okay, let me just explain it then. Gold takes, pawn takes, king takes, dragon comes here. Bishop drop is very hard to defend without a gold in hand.
Okay.
So he doesn't have a gold, he cannot defend. I mean, pawn drop, yeah, no matter what, it would be checkmate. But he could escape here.
Yeah.
And it's not a checkmate yet, so maybe this would be taken and having a silver in hand.
Yes.
Yeah, or yeah, just take it. I mean, it will be winning anyway. Yeah. Here it's also not a checkmate, so maybe taking here would be winning for Peter as well. What happened is he took it with the bishop before dropping the silver, which is also reasonable. Then he drops the bishop, which makes both of those variations the same variation. And here I showed you two variations. So take the gold or take the knight for Peter. He might... No, it doesn't work. I was considering like promoting the silver here to deliver a checkmate, but it's barely not enough.
Okay. Yeah.
No, it might be enough actually. Sorry. It might be enough. It's complicated, but maybe silver promotion is a checkmate. But he has safer ways to win this game. Yeah, so basically not leaving the gold at the hand for the end game. You see the consequence. Even though Matthew has a strong piece as the bishop, it cannot really capture this king on 3-1. And yeah, that's why the getting rid of that agi was a bad idea.
Yeah.
This situation has no defense. This situation still have few checks. We could try, but the king is surviving. And so
He resigned.
He resigned.
Well, it was a good game, wasn't it?
Oh, it was very exciting, actually. Yeah, the 8-2 pawn was amazing from Matthew. Was quite surprised.
Now, what might be happening next is the players. One or more of the players might be coming onto the stream for the post-game discussions. Yes.
Hopefully they will.
Hopefully they will.
I might have to adjust my camera here, but we'll see.
Yes. So you kind of, there was a couple of places like there was Peter was better at first, and then Matthew, once that the rook got out, Peter's rook got out of place, and then Matthew had quite a good attack, and then what happened? It was a kind of gold drop too early. Was that?
Yeah, so around here it seems Peter had advantage, then Matthew made this amazing pawn drop here, which confused Peter and confused the whole game, made it equal.
Hello, good game. Hello, Matthew. Hello.
I have to adjust it.
We liked your pawn drop to attack the rook.
I know some nice moves, but I can certainly not string them together. That's the problem. But it was quite fun. It was quite fun. It was a nice game. I haven't done very well this season, but I've had lots of interesting games where you've sort of got a little bit of peace that you played them really. So that was quite good. That was a nice end. I think every game I've played has had some sort of feeling of interest for me. So that I sort of have the feeling that maybe I've got some chances somewhere. So, hey, Peter Heine.
Hi, Peter.
Hi.
Hey.
Well played.
Thanks a lot. Both of you.
Good game, guys. Really we all enjoyed watching it.
Yeah.
Well, tell us a bit about it. Yeah, we should. I don't know.
But... Yeah. I thought that I'd mishandled the opening horrifically somehow. And then it got a bit desperate somehow, and then some. So for some reason, I seemed to have some threats, but then misplayed them again.
I was happy in the opening, as you said, but then I thought it got out of high hand, and I honestly had no clue.
Yeah, it was. I thought maybe silver. to 3-7 was a bit. Was a bit wrong somehow. I thought this was just very good for Gote simply.
Yeah, we talked about it on the stream that.
Will someone go to the position or?
You can see it, Peter. You can see it on the stream, just in the middle.
Sorry.
Yeah, you can either give me the host in 81 Dojo or watch the stream. Yeah. Matthew has the host.
I'm trying to watch. I'm watching the stream. I think so. Good.
Okay.
Go on.
Oh, wait a minute. Am I the host? Okay. So, I thought. This was the first move where I sort of thought I was a little bit. I knew this was coming, but I just thought that when this move gets played, I'll always have tricks with this. I thought of this idea of coming, playing the pawn up, taking with the bishop, coming back and hitting something with tempo somewhere, and I thought this would maybe be too risky. But when it was played, I got very pessimistic. Basically, I thought,
But I thought also I have to react because I'm running a bit out of moves. And your plan is more straightforward. It's easier to improve your position. So I thought, if I don't act now, I'm just gonna get it under worse conditions. I was also considering to go rook. 8-1 to 6-1. What it's called?
Oh,
sorry,
okay.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But I thought that was a bit slow. So I thought that it made a lot of sense for me to provoke a crisis now, because I thought else, I mean, you have a couple of easy moves to improve your position further, while for me it's more complicated, I thought. So I thought, well, Karolina?
Yeah, so strategically thinking, if you go one move back.
Oh, okay.
We were discussing that the 3/7 silver is looking slow.
Yeah.
And we were talking about Snoru versus Yagura, that this bishop on 3/3 is directly looking at your king, which is quite uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So many moves before that, instead of playing silver 8/8 on move 13, I propose to play 7/8 silver.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And that's called left side Mino shape, and it's more often played nowadays.
Yeah.
The idea of that is go for a quick attack using this rapid advancing silver.
Yeah, yeah.
So that would be more modern shogi. What you did is you went for Yagura, which is a solid play. And by modern shogi, my feeling, I guess, is that Peter do have the advantage of the 3/3 bishop, and therefore it will be harder for you to defend on the king diagonal.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, in some way, you know, at our level, what does it matter? As long as stuff is happening. But yeah, no, I mean, I felt very uncomfortable when it happened. And
so this was really good play from Peter, but you also attacked very nicely.
I thought a bit the same with Karolina. The king felt a bit misset up, and I was trying to, attack as energetically I was capable of by that logic.
Yeah.
But okay, you're trying to fight back here. Actually, I take with the pawn. Should I take with the bishop?
I think pawn was okay. I mean, the bishop.
Yeah. I was just surprised he didn't take back, and then I started wondering. No, but again, of course, keeping this bishop a lot of sense. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, I was also quite surprised Matthew didn't take the 2/4 pawn.
Ah, come on.
But no.
You can't do what he's expecting.
That's exactly. You're trying to complicate the game. That's a perfect play. So
I mean, in all fairness, I mean, I don't have much idea what I'm doing, but I'm just trying to play. I'm just trying to play some aggressive moves, and I just had this idea that I mean, the idea that came up in the game was just something that had come into my head. So
you've got a very good position in a minute.
Here you could consider taking.
Well, I also thought that now. Well, I mean, Matthew is sort of was not taking back pawn, so I thought I should play in similar, not about shogi style, but to also give up some material here. So he should take with the silver.
I mean, you should consider it.
I was really worried about this, to be honest. I thought I was going to get.
Yeah, gold takes, then bishop line is open, and pawn 5/5. It is kind of weird. Yeah.
That's less as long as far as I calculated. But
I thought about this. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, either you allow Peter to drop 8/5 pawn, or you end up with this position. I'm not sure which one is better. It's just one variation that I wanted to show.
No, I mean they're probably all horrific, really. But
Peter seemed to be better after 8/5 pawn, but then you did something amazing.
Yeah, well, it was more blind luck. I think.
Had everything under control, but this stopped quite quickly.
The 8/6 pawn.
Yeah, I mean.
That's huge, yeah. The rook supporting the pawn in front of the king that breaks the Yagura just by the principle.
Yeah.
But you played quite an amazing pawn drops here, Matthew.
Yeah, I played pawn here.
Yeah. Takes, and then you played. I think Peter, you should have taken the next pawn with the silver.
Yeah, with the silver. Yeah, this was better.
Yeah.
Because then
I was afraid that you would go. So he goes back with the bishop now.
Yeah, and then you defend it with gold.
Here.
And then 2/4 pawn drop, silver escapes.
I was afraid of the pawn drop now.
Yeah, but he needs one more piece to break it.
Yeah, I'm one short really. So if I come
here, what do you do? I thought there was another pawn drop.
No, it doesn't have one.
I've run out of pawns. Oh. I've given you my entire wealth, Peter.
So that's the point. He's missing the pawn. Yeah. Compared to this situation,
I've got nothing left. Yeah, I wasn't really sure. I was just sort of happy that all these had retreated a little bit.
Fair enough.
I wasn't really sure what I was going to do next. In all fairness,
I mean,
no. Then I should definitely. I mean, this is much more solid. I had misjudged his number of pawns. I saw the same pawn drop twice, but he doesn't have it.
He doesn't.
That's not good. No, that would make kind of a difference, right? I mean,
exactly.
I would be much more solid.
Gold takes. 3-5 pawn was painful, but you played.
Yeah, dropped. We started dropping like idiots now.
Pawns all over the place.
So it was there. Sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, again, with your next drop in mind, I don't know if I should pause and do something else here, but probably not.
Yeah.
Or maybe I don't have better, but it's.
We considered like a very crazy variation with attacking, but we ended up saying that it will be too risky, so you should defend here.
Mm-hmm.
But the 3-5 pawn is coming next, which is concerning.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure about it. I was just commenting that silver takes would be safer option, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, better. I think is the word.
This got quite nice, didn't it?
And now this pawn drop was the most amazing move of the game, I think. Basically.
There we are. There we see Peter Heine. I'm not getting the points, but I'm getting the plaudits.
Yeah.
Here, Peter, if you move away the rook, it's gonna be dead for the rest of the game. So you have to either accept the rook exchange or take the pawn and accept rook exchange. There's no other way.
What did I play?
You went to the side with 7-1. Yeah.
Okay, and that you think is very bad?
Yeah, because the rook, I explained on the stream that it's gonna be frozen there forever.
Yeah. Okay, fine. But I was afraid that if I took the rook, it would be pretty bad for me. But maybe I'm too pessimistic.
Well, if you look at Matthew's hand, he will only have maybe knight and rook, and you have this huge pawn in front of his king. So here, maybe take the lance and target lance drop next.
The lance. That I didn't think of.
Yeah,
that's sneaky.
I wasn't sure about this version, and he doesn't have a pawn, so you're relatively safe because of that.
Well, I was afraid of, let's say, a rook drop with check now, but you're saying I just go forward and I can be afraid. I mean, I thought I was lacking, for instance, to drop the pawn to defend, but I don't need that particularly.
Yeah, if you just run up with the king.
I guess.
No, straight. Yeah.
Straight?
Keep protection of the knight. You have to keep protection.
Oh, okay.
Then it's complicated, but I thought it's better than what was played in the game, basically.
Okay.
But you won anyway, so yeah.
Yeah, well.
No, I mean, I would have been happy to see the rook swap because it makes my play quite easy somehow. I guess this was a little bit more. I had to,
It's a very careful end game, but it's not very easy. Yeah.
So,
here, the 2-6 pawn drop silver takes. Finally, that silver that was late to the fight came with energy in forward.
Yeah.
So we thought that Matthew was better.
Yeah. I thought I was, but I got a bit. Takes. I got a bit. Maybe I got a bit carried away.
I was thinking 5-5 bishop here.
Yeah. It's probably.
Too normal,
Too normal,
because I thought that Karolina's not going to tell me I'm playing amazing moves if I play moves like bishop 5-5. I mean, it's just not possible, right? So
one smart professional said that sometimes normal looking moves are better than the flashy ones.
Yeah, the problem is I'm not really sure what normal moves are.
No.
I've got no idea.
Another move, if it's flashy, I could consider 3-5 silver, but it's a little bit disadvantageous. So it's either your move or bishop, I think.
Yeah, I think.
But it's true. I mean, at this point, I thought generally I had completely lost control compared to earlier, right? I mean,
I mean, I just wanted to keep on going. Really, I mean, that was just that's the basic point. But this was maybe, I was a bit, maybe.
No, it's also good, but then we still continue with a close game. Bishop is taken, gold is taken, silver 3-5. We thought you're still advantageous.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I was wondering about dropping this pawn here. Actually, I mean, this was what I was wondering about.
Then the silver goes back.
Yeah, silver goes back,
and your rook is kind of stuck again.
Yeah.
Silver 3-5 looks really good. Like
Okay.
energetic move, opening the rook.
Yeah, I got a bit. I've just found that the drops a bit confusing.
Now we got excited because you're really close to a checkmate threat after those few moves.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah, the question is, how strong was the free bishop drop counter?
Yeah,
if it's scary, then you should take once and then take 4-6 pawn here.
Yeah. I was wondering about taking the 4-6 pawn.
If not, then you take it here and we continue.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, when I had actually seen this this sequence, I was looking for forks everywhere. I was actually intending to play this one originally.
Oh yeah, that's something weak. But then the bishop takes the.
But I thought I would take the.
Yeah,
I'll
you'll
take
take
this
this
one.
one.
Yeah. Then the gold takes, bishop takes, and then the main question is, are you surviving?
I mean, I was wondering whether I could even.
But I thought now, well, here my king can start running, right? I mean, your threats. I thought that my king will run to in something like this.
You've only got silvers. That was why I was sort of. I don't know. This was I was really torn, between.
Of course, my bishop.
I mean, I'm still attacking. I mean, I take your bishop and I'm attacking this. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the king will run. Sorry, not here. Here.
Yeah. Then you take the bishop.
Bishop.
The guy. I'm not quite sure. Maybe.
Then the king is still kind of safe, right? So here, Peter could continue attacking moves.
My bishop is hanging, so I have to do something.
Well, in that case, maybe take the lance.
Yeah.
And then we have a pawn drop here or something, and it's quite difficult.
Am I going to drop a pawn here or something? Or
pawn drop there is annoying.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, both sides are quite in danger right now.
I should have done this. I was kind of.
Well, you guys were all in Wyoming by now, weren't you?
Yeah.
But I mean, frankly, it's at the end of the day, it's not going to make much difference how much you think.
The other move I was considering just to take. Yeah, you did take it, right?
I thought this would be stronger somehow, but I missed. I'd missed all these rook drops to 3-8. With the if ever I put anything on 3-4, then I'd miss.
Yes, you cannot be missing those rook drops if you're.
Well, I can be missing them very easily. I can tell you.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, I'm gonna roast you a little bit. 3 down shouldn't be missing those rook drops.
I'm a very dodgy 3 down, Karolina. Only with a following wind and a great dollop of luck. So,
but 2-4 pawn drop was an interesting light move. But
bishop
takes.
Well, what else?
Yeah,
but I mean,
I just ran out of ideas here. Really, I mean, that was all. I had ideas, but I just couldn't think of anything anymore.
Yeah, it was quite difficult around here. I was considering maybe instead of the pawn drop, maybe 4-5 bishop type of move. Instead of
Oh, there's a question from the chat from Moritz VB saying, Shogi Harbour, can you look at bishop 6-8 on move 62?
62.
Move 62.
This bishop.
Bishop 6-8.
Yeah.
Looks a bit passive.
It does look passive.
I might grab this pawn, of course, but that's sort of a chess player way of doing things, isn't it? Just grabbing.
yeah, I'm taking a pawn. Yeah.
I can't play chess. Not when I'm playing shogi.
No.
I don't know. Yeah, possible. I think.
I have no clue. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I do think that this side, that probably, or if I take on here, I've got to have some good ideas. But yeah, of course, if I'm missing this huge
this bishop drop is quite nice, right? Or I don't know.
It's very close. It seems like center. Which one?
No, before I think someone was suggesting, before sacrificing the pawn, exactly 4-5. Yeah.
Yeah, 4-5 bishop drop. Yeah, that's.
Maybe I drop a pawn to 8-7 or something like this, defending.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit better. 2 moves before.
2 moves before here,
and then bishop drop 4-5.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. No, I'd thought of this, but I thought we were just dropping here or something, and I wasn't.
Yeah, but then he doesn't have the silver to attack, so it's kind of nice
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And then, yeah, it's the continuation is the problem.
Well, I wasn't really sure.
3-4 silver now protected by the bishop, kind of different feeling then.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's probably yeah. If I'd spotted this tactic with Rook 3-8, then I would have done something like this, but obviously I didn't. So yeah, this would be a little bit better, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of yeah. I mean, you know how it is. You just sort of you just start randomly dropping stuff, and
I think at some point you were down to 1 second, right? I mean,
yeah.
So.
I
thought now I get in a pawn a little bit, but next move was a bit annoying. I thought.
Yeah.
The normal way of continuing attack would be like 3-4 pawn, but the 3-3 square is protected by 2 pieces, so the rook drop will be faster probably. But yeah, 2-5 pawn was an interesting move. The problem is 2-4 silver isn't strong enough, right?
No, he's not really doing very much, is he?
Yeah, you need 2 more golds to checkmate the king, so that's the problem.
Yeah, no, it's yeah. I mean, I knew this was all. By now, I'd spotted rook. I'd spotted all the rook drops coming here. So this was all quite sad. I'm not a very good defender, it must be said. So
we liked your pawn move next to defend.
Yeah. This made me. I mean, to be honest, I hadn't really seen the pawn move. I had seen it, but well, the rook move. Promoting the rook now seems very strong, right?
Yes, so you are avoiding the wall. But here Natasha pointed out a good move, which was gold to the side.
Yeah, this would have.
You actually need 1 more silver in hand. So if Peter over attacks and gives you silver, his king is dying, right?
Okay, yeah.
And this is why you don't want to drop the gold immediately.
Yeah.
You want to keep that option of silver drop.
Yeah, that would have been good. I saw it now, but I missed it I didn't see it during the game.
Yeah, if the knight jumps, we can avoid it with taking the pawn.
Yeah.
And the fight will continue.
I'm still fighting here. Yeah.
Well, so in effect, probably this bishop is going to escape and join the fight, and it's not going to be easy still.
But also, it's going to be a bit in the way there, no? Or I don't know.
Well, we don't have to move the knight. Yeah, we could just promote the bishop here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then Matthew is kind of low on the pieces. So if we found a way to get 1 more, that's the main problem here.
Maybe I can just shove a pawn up here, get your rook off my case somehow, and then.
Dragon. If the dragon takes, then you can.
Yeah. Now I'm just trying to think of something, of course, but just the idea that I can at least I've got ways of getting your dragon.
Yeah, you could pressure it, drop another pawn, maybe.
I mean, I've had way worse than this, so in some ways I'm kind of happy. But
by the way, Shogi explained as saying Matthew has liked your defense throughout your World Shogi League games.
Thank you very much. It's I think my opponents have enjoyed my defending very much. This was gold was a very good move. That's true. This was I was just and this was obviously hopeless.
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah. It's this is obviously just not gonna do it for me, but and this was obviously very strong.
Yeah. Okay. Now it's
just winning.
Here maybe you have a checkmate. I wasn't sure with the silver promotion, but of course taking the
no. I thought this. Then I suddenly thought that have I actually missed knight 6-7, but I can just take it. So
I mean you could probably take it.
Six. Yeah. Knights, not have to take it. I guess it's make, but it's very trivial to not make if I take it. Right? So
it's better to
So
Yeah. Oh well. Good fun though. Great fun. Thanks very much.
Yeah. I mean, well, it strikes me as a normal game of shogi from our level, right? I mean, somehow to keep everything under control is not going to happen. So there is apparently a couple of mistakes on each side and such.
Yeah.
I also thought when you mentioned Karolina in the evening,
Yes.
well, this type of you mentioned this kind of more modern castle. My hunch would be that me and Matthew has seen it in some games, but there's no English literature or explanation of
There
it.
isn't.
So we are some years back. I mean, we have seen it happen, but we have no clue of the actual point of it to that extent.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
we are both
this is-
playing. I mean,
Yeah, this is
No,
why
I-
exactly I'm doing a stream once per week where we actually read a Japanese book about modern shogi in last few months. A chapter by chapter, we learned that simplifying castle and speeding up your attack is one of the ways shogi evolved recently. So that explained that castle there.
I promise I will have a look.
Thank you.
I will do my homework. So for next time. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, it's okay.
No, it's okay. Good.
Nah. I don't know. I mean, we're in our late 40s, you know, so playing modern shogi doesn't feel right somehow, Karolina. You know.
It's interesting to know.
Part of our freedom, yeah.
Yeah. So.
No, cool. Thanks very much,
Okay.
Karolina.
Thank you
Okay,
very
thanks a
much,
lot.
Alan,
It was
for
a
coming
pleasure.
on
Thanks
to
for
the
doing. Thanks for doing
And a
commentary.
huge thank you to Karolina as well for commentating. It's been really
thanks a lot
And
for
good
your
luck
time.
for the next season, guys.
Yeah.
The
Thanks very
WSL
much.
is starting again.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you so much. Okay, and thanks everybody very much for watching as well. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.